All right, guys, we are back with our fourth segment of the night. Is Gabriel Landeskog on the way back? New reports from NHL.com from Ryan Bolding at NHL.com says that Gabriel Landeskog is planning on playing for the Colorado Avalanche next season, but he just does not know when right now. He said he was very ambiguous with his return date. He said between mid-September and start of April. That is the regular season, so we get no information from that, but we could look forward to seeing him play next year. Colorado Avalanche captain Gabriel Landeskog, I actually do have a picture of him that I could put up for you guys. This is, for those of you that don't know, Gabriel Landeskog, the captain of the Colorado Avalanche, won the cup with them in 2022, has been the one of three members of this core for many years now. Of course, it's been Mikko Rantanen, Nathan MacKinnon, and Gabriel Landeskog for the Colorado Avalanche, a part of the best line in hockey. People have named it. He has not played for 2 years. He has not played since they won the Stanley Cup in 2022. That was his last game. So the 31-year-old, on his way back, he suffered a cartilage, or he had a cartilage transplant surgery on his right knee in May of 2023. Was ruled out for this regular season. Before that, he had a quad surgery during the 2020 postseason and knee surgery twice in March 2022 and again in October of 2022. That's why he missed all of the 2022-2023 season. He was supposed to be out 12 weeks when that happened, ended up being 2 years. For Gabriel Landeskog, it's been unfortunate not seeing him play hockey. We dearly miss him in the hockey world. He is such a great guy, such an amazing figure, such an amazing player. Seeing him night in, night out is something really special. He is one of my favorite players to watch, one of my favorite players to follow. I had him on my fantasy hockey team a couple years back. He really helped me win that league. But for Gabriel Landeskog, it is very unfortunate not seeing him play hockey. As I said, the Colorado Avalanche captain, he is a star in this league, part of the best line in hockey. Mikko Rantanen, Gabriel Landeskog, and Nathan MacKinnon. So yeah, it's just so unfortunate not seeing him play. Hopefully he comes back. But my biggest question for when he does come back, what does that look like? Can he step back in and play in the same form? He hasn't played in 2 years. Before that, he's had injuries galore in 2020 and then all of the last two seasons. It's been an unfortunate career for Gabriel Landeskog up to this point. Missing his 29 and 30-year-old season is very unfortunate. Now he's 31 years old, so you could assume that he's definitely lost some speed in his skating, and that's a little bit scary for him. He is more of a power forward anyways, but still having that speed to keep up with Nathan MacKinnon and Mikko Rantanen is very important on this team and on this line. So not being able to do so is a little bit worrisome for Gabriel Landeskog. And when you're talking about such a fantastic scorer being away from the game, of course it was only a lower body injury, so he's not really suffering from he's able to shoot still, but we don't know what that timeline looks like. We don't know how long he has been without skating, without a stick in his hands, without doing anything really when it comes down to hockey, of course. He's been working out, he's been doing physical therapy, doing all this stuff, so he's not going to be he's going to be worth it for the Colorado Avalanche to get back. But really, when you're looking at this Colorado Avalanche team, what do they need? Well, for them, they were such a fantastic team until they weren't. And when they weren't, it was when Valeri Nichushkin went down, or went out. NHLPA kind of suspended him, of course. Not kind of. They did suspend him, of course. But so you're relying on Gabriel Landeskog coming back next year and replacing that Valeri Nichushkin-filled hole in the Colorado Avalanche. That's difficult to do, though. Valeri Nichushkin led the team in goal scoring in the playoffs. He was having the best playoffs of his career. Playing on that first line, he was doing so well, especially on the power play for the Colorado Avalanche. Now you're without him, and you're getting a Gabriel Landeskog back that is worse. What does this team look like next year? I think there are legitimate concerns for them. Maybe not missing the playoffs, because that is a far fall from grace, but it wouldn't be an utter surprise for them to not be in the mix next year. You're talking about this Western Conference where you have teams on the up. I don't think the LA Kings are going anywhere anytime soon. You have the Edmonton Oilers, who look like they're a perennial playoff team, and then the Vancouver Canucks look like they're winning the Western Conference every year for the next 6 years because of how well that team is structured. You have other Pacific teams that can make a splash too. The Anaheim Ducks could definitely turn their franchise around. They're going through a complete rebuild right now, but next year could be the first year that they're kind of starting to be out of it. And then you have, of course, the Vegas Golden Knights, who I believe is a perennial playoff team, maybe for as long as their franchise is in existence. And then when you're talking about the Central, you have the Wild, who is always in the mix. You have the Stars, who look like they're not going anywhere anytime soon. You have the Winnipeg Jets, who look amazing. And then you have the Nashville Predators, who are always in the mix. So it's not a complete surprise if they are kind of on the outside looking in next year. You also have the Calgary Flames, who could definitely make a splash next year. So this team, I'm not going to start to sound the alarms quite yet for the Colorado Avalanche, but I think that maybe the bells should start maybe chiming a bit because it's a different team. Without Valeri Nichushkin, this team looks a lot worse. Of course, you still have your three superstars in Kale, Mikko, and Nathan McKinnon. You also have Arturi Lehkonen, who has been amazing. But beyond that, you still have Casey Middlestat right now as an RFA. You're going to need to re-sign him. On the back end, you still have Devin Taves for the next many of years until 2031. You have Josh Manson for the next 2 years, but he's 32 years old. And beyond that, not too many amazing defensemen. Right now, they have 4 defensemen tenured, and one of them is the 32-year-old Josh Manson. And then when you're talking about forwards, they only have 6 forwards on contract right now. You're only filling up half a roster, basically, right now, and $15 or $16 million in cap space to work with in this offseason. So it's definitely a little bit scary for the Colorado Avalanche. Of course, once again, getting Gabriel Landeskog back will be very, very important. And if they're able to get Valeri Nichushkin back, there's no question this team is a playoff team. But we don't know if that 6 month, limit on his suspension is really 6 months, or if it is more than that, or if it could potentially be. Maybe this is the last we've seen of him in a Colorado Avalanche uniform. Their GM came out, or their owner came out today and said, I want to say that he can never play for the Colorado Avalanche ever again. We're just going to have to see. And of course, it's all reliant on Valeri Nichushkin. So it seems like the Colorado Avalanche are hoping to get him back, hoping that he can clean himself up and become a Colorado Avalanche player once again. But we'll see how that plays out. And once again, Gabriel Landeskog will be playing next year. As he said, that is a huge sigh of relief for the Colorado Avalanche fans. But is it the same Gabriel Landeskog that we're used to? Being away from the game for 2 years is very, very hard to do so. So that'll wrap it up for our 4th segment. And when I get back, we will be talking about the Rangers-Panthers Game 2 as it is coming to an end right now, talking about what this could mean and the score of it currently.